Well, yesterday, Nintendo released this kind of crazy trailer, which just leaves you asking, what are they doing? What is this trailer called Close to You? Garnered millions of views on social media, had everybody talking, what in the world is this? I saw some guesses, baby Rosalina with the new Mario movie. Maybe we're getting an early look at something tying into her origin story. Saw a lot of other theories online, and believe it or not, had a video ready to go this morning explaining that this is Pikmin. And while that was my thought process after seeing all the evidence online, we actually have confirmation of that today from Nintendo, because this video that we are watching right now is actually not the newest version. So a lot of people did notice some references with the soundtrack and things related to Pikmin. There's also some interesting frames where you can literally see like what looks like an invisible red Pikmin running by in the background. So little hints and teases. And now with that in mind, you can actually see that there has been a newer version of this video posted. As of right now, we don't have it anywhere other than the Nintendo Today app, so we won't show the whole thing because Nintendo, believe it or not, will go through and strike stuff like that down. But we can already see some leaves popping out here in the background, and my camera may have been covering it, but stay with me for a moment. You will see exactly what this is. It is none other than Pikmin, but what we really have to dive into for just a moment in this video is whether or not this is a tease for Pikmin 5, the video game, or if this is something like an animated project from Nintendo, maybe some kind of short series or short film or something like that, because I do actually think we have some evidence to support which type of project this is. But you have it here firsthand. Nintendo hasn't shared this anywhere else on social media right now at the time of filming. They may update that YouTube trailer. I would expect them to, since they already showed it yesterday, but we clearly have the confirmation that these are Pikmin running around. And in case you want to know some of the lore and stuff like that, not only in Pikmin Bloom, the mobile smartphone app, but also all the way back in an Ask the Developer interview from Miyamoto. He said, furthermore, I want people to have this real sense that Pikmin are all around us, that they aren't just fantasy creatures. They have a unique presence as creatures that exist somewhere on Earth. And kind of the canonized story for Pikmin being that they are invisible to the human eye. In Bloom, they kind of explain that you have to use your smartphone to see Pikmin, and that's the only way you can see them. Nintendo might lean into that idea and keep that trailer on the Nintendo Today app only and say that they're only visible on that version of the trailer because it's on a phone or something like that, if they want to get really weird. Get involved and get to know Pikmin outside of the population. Video games, for example, Pikmin have kind of an unwritten rule by which they can appear with other characters. This is after a Miyamoto quote, I have dedicated a lot of time the last 5 or 6 years to growing Pikmin. Obviously, much of it focused on Pikmin Bloom, and there were also new Pikmin titles, but I wanted to see if there are other ways for people to get involved, to get to know Pikmin outside of the population that plays video games, for example. So this is where we have some quotes from Miyamoto recently, June of 2025, basically suggesting the idea of doing something in the Pikmin world that is potentially outside of the realm of video games. And you probably remember we actually had Nintendo recently acquiring Dynamo Pictures and rebranding it Nintendo Pictures. And I really liked this fan theory, so shout outs to them sharing it around online. Theory Close to You is a teaser for the first in-house Nintendo Pictures show. A while back, Nintendo acquired Dynamo Pictures. Dynamo is an animation studio that worked on various projects, both for video games and not, including Nintendo ones. After the acquisition, they got renamed to Nintendo Pictures and became a first-party animation studio. While this could just be to make great cutscenes, it is clear that Nintendo wants to expand way beyond just gaming. The short has various Pikmin-related stuff, even apparently a blurry res Pikmin running under the bed, and one of the projects that Dynamo did before the acquisition was some Pikmin-related shorts. So in my opinion, this is a teaser for Nintendo's first Nintendo Pictures animated show. It makes sense for it to be Pikmin since the studio is already familiar with that IP. So I am more on the train that this is some kind of animated short and animated show as opposed to the confirmation for Pikmin 5, even though I think that would be a far more exciting announcement for me personally, and one that I would definitely enjoy talking about more with you all. The reality is that Nintendo is in this multimedia phase right now where they are going in different directions to generate revenue, one of them being major motion pictures, as we know to expect the second Super Mario Bros. Movie. which will be the Super Mario Galaxy movie coming out April 2026. Then just the following year in 2027, we have a live action full scale Legend of Zelda movie to look forward to. This is very different than what Nintendo has done up to this point in time, but it's clearly a direction they are committed to going in and broadening their IP with kind of a dual sales strategy, if you will, because they are trying to get a lot of general, more casual eyeballs on their franchises that maybe wouldn't look there otherwise. In a world where kids are growing up with smartphones and tablets and Roblox and Minecraft are kind of running the show in gaming with a lot of the younger audience, I think Nintendo is trying to find a way to essentially get some people to check them out via a movie. You go see it with your family. Next thing, your young children are asking, how can I play the games that those characters are from? And this may or may not be a Pikmin movie. I personally think it's more of a short related series. Also some talk going around online. I'll have all of these articles and posts linked in the description down below, but close to you speculation, Nash has been talking about a streaming service platform for Nintendo IPs. That's why they allegedly bought the studio behind Nintendo Pictures. Nintendo also patented a method for sorting and selecting content for streaming. And you do have some previous posts from sources like Nash Weedle, amongst others, that were basically putting out this idea that not only will Xenoblade get some kind of series that's going to be an original programming series for them, but also that there's some kind of actual plan in place for Nintendo to have their own streaming platform, or at least content library. And we don't need any more streaming platforms, in my opinion, but this is honestly something that Nintendo may do. When you think about Nintendo Music right now, it's something that is included as part of your Nintendo Switch Online subscription, and there's nothing that says that Nintendo can't also, in the expansion pack tier of NSO, have like their multimedia library just available for you to watch on, whether that be the Switch 1 or Switch 2 or any kind of, they'll put out an app for smartphones and smart TVs and any kind of smart device, essentially, for you to be able to download, verify with your Nintendo account, and then you actually have access to the Mario Galaxy movie right after it goes to stream to home, or you have access to essentially the first Mario movie, The Legend of Zelda, once that's out there, as they continue to build up these content libraries. And now they own an in-house studio that does, very much Pixar level animation. Just looking at the trailer once again, while this could be some kind of cutscene tied to Pikmin game, if you really look at the animation style, that looks a little bit more major motion picture, or at least just a dedicated cinema type of thing to me, than what a cutscene would look like in a Pikmin game, even on Switch 2. So I personally, as much as I want to believe that this would be something game related, I very much believe we're looking at a motion pictures thing here for Nintendo, and it's probably an animated short series at the end of the day, focused around Pikmin, a way to kind of cross promote this franchise, get it in front of more eyeballs, and essentially at the end of the day, we're going to see Nintendo do more of this strange stuff that they've never ventured into before. This takes me back a little bit marketing style to what we saw them do with Emio and that whole smiling man deal, where he had basically a paper bag over his head and it was a very creepy aesthetic. This is literally quite the polar opposite of that, but something that I do think Nintendo's really leaning into to try to get people talking around it. So we do have the confirmation. Close to You is indeed Pikmin related, and we have that now confirmed from Nintendo. What we have to wait and see is whether or not this is movie related, show related, or game related. As much as I want to say game related, that is literally the least likely possibility in my personal opinion. But sound off in the comments down below what you guys think about this. Are you interested in this short franchise at all, if it does end up being just motion picture based? Do you think it is something that's game based, and maybe we're looking at the initial opening cutscene for Pikmin 5 and they're going into more of the human style of storytelling and the human side of the world with Pikmin, and this is just the first look at it for something headed to Switch 2? Do you think that this is a full-scale major movie for Pikmin and this is the initial teaser for it? And where are your hype levels now that we know what this project is, any more or less? And would you see or take your time to go kind of watch something Pikmin related, if it is indeed related to multimedia, meaning TV show and or movie? So Make sure you share all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below before you leave, regardless if we agree or disagree. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, turn your notification bell. And with that, I've been Sunbro, you've been Nation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.